Hey y'all, it's Stacey with SouthernBite.com. Welcome back to the kitchen. Today we're making one of those recipes that is just kind of the fabric of my family, and I'm sure that it is for most families in the South too. We're making sausage balls. These have a little twist. Let me show you how easy to make. So I use a mixer for this because I just feel like the process is a whole lot more efficient and everything gets combined better when we use a mixer, so that's what I'm gonna do. In my mixer here, I've got 1 pound of breakfast sausage. Now you can use mild, hot, sage, whatever. You can even use an Italian sausage. To this, I'm going to add 1 block, 8 ounces of full fat cream cheese. I think this really just kind of helps hold all this together and keeps them from drying out. I'm gonna mix this just until it's combined. Now, one thing I will say about using a mixer is you wanna make sure that you don't over-mix. We want these to be nice and tender, and when we over-mix, oftentimes they'll get kind of chewy, and that's something we wanna try to avoid. So we wanna mix just enough to get all of our ingredients combined. To this, I've got 2 cups of baking mix, and I'm just gonna pause that so that I don't make a mess here. That baking mix is gonna go right in. We're gonna stir it again here with our mixer. Again, just until it's combined. What happens is sometimes when we add flour to a mixture like this, it forms gluten, and then we end up with kind of chewy sausage balls, which is certainly not what we want here. And then I've got 2 cups of sharp shredded cheddar cheese, and I'm just gonna sprinkle that in. While that combines, I'll often get questions about, can you swap that baking mix for something like a self-rising flour? At the end of the day, you can. While they both have similar characteristics, flour and leavening, that baking mix actually has some fat in it too, which is gonna, of course, contribute some moisture to this recipe. So in every case, you can't necessarily just swap. So try to stick with that Bisquick, that baking mix, because at the end product is gonna be a lot better. Now we're gonna wanna portion this out. 1 tablespoon portions is about what you're gonna want. This number 50 scoop is perfect for this. What I'm gonna do is just kind of swoop in here, scraping against the edge to make sure that we've got just 1 tablespoon. Then we're gonna roll these just a little bit. If you find that it sticks to your hands, and that's a great point, you wanna make sure that you're using room temperature ingredients. They're gonna mix together a lot easier, but they're gonna be a little more difficult to roll into balls. You can actually refrigerate this at this point if you have trouble rolling it, or you could even take your hands and put them in some cold water, and that might help rolling these into balls. And what we're gonna do is just portion this out. I've got 2 sheet pans here that I sprayed with a little nonstick cooking spray. We're just gonna get these rolled out. All right, once we got those all nice and uniform, we're gonna pop them in a 400-degree oven for 12 to 15 minutes. It's really great to have an instant read thermometer here. We wanna get these to exactly 165 degrees so that we don't overcook them, so that they stay nice and tender. I've got some already done here. And it's as simple as that. You can take and even freeze these once they're cooked, pop them in a zip top bag and pull them out, zap them in the microwave, and you've got sausage balls anytime you want them. Folks, you can find this easy recipe by heading over to the website at SouthernBite.com. There's a Simply Southern TV section right on the homepage, so you can find easy access to all these great recipes. Y'all enjoy.
On a show called Simply Southern, I feel like I really shouldn't have to say this, but a warning on sausage balls. They're addictive. They sit there in your refrigerator. You try to ignore them. You go mow the yard, dust the furniture, read a good book, and they just call to you. You find yourself standing at the refrigerator door. You don't know how you got there.
Kevin, are you going to be okay? I feel like you need to come back to us.
Just doing my public duty, Mary.
All right.
But in all seriousness, folks, sausage balls are an easy winner for an anytime snack. And you can find a treasure trove of easy, delicious recipes, just like that one, at SouthernBite.com.
I hope you have some sausage balls waiting for you when you get home after we wrap, because you seem to be hurting.
I hope so too.
Thanks for joining us for this week's edition of Simply Southern. Next week, Jason Powell from Petals from the Past will be back with some new gardening wisdom.
And Stacey Little will be tormenting me once again with his kitchen magic as he whips up a peanut butter cream pound cake. Just saying that name makes me hungry.
Me too.
I'm Kevin Worthington.
And I'm Mary Wilson. See you next time.